Hello everyone, welcome back to this last session of week 2 of this course Metrics and Analytics of Marketing. Over the last 4 sessions we discussed about metrics of interest, margins and profits. These metrics exist across departments. It can exist in marketing department, it can exist in operations department, these metrics can exist in your finance departments. But if the data across various departments within an organization are not standardized, then there is an issue of data compatibility. And integration of this matrix across various departments in order to take informed cross-sectional business decision becomes a challenging task. That is why in today's session we will try to understand the concept of integrating metrics for strategic decision making. First we will address this question, why integrate the metrics? We will also try to explore how combining data sources can transform decision making in businesses. Over this next 30 minutes we will dive into the benefits, different challenges, implementation strategies with some real world examples from the Indian business landscape. So, let us dive more into why integrate matrix. Integrating matrix means combining multiple metrics and data sources to give a holistic view of your business performance. Why is it important? In today's data driven world, it is crucial for making informed decisions and driving the success with the decisions that is backed by data. The probability of success is always higher in case your business decisions are driven by data and less of gut feeling. For instance, imagine an Indian e-commerce giant like Flipkart. They integrate sales metrics from their app, customers' feedback from the social media platforms and logistic data from their partners like e-cart. Without this integration, without the integration of data from different sources like social media, your business partners or your customers' data within your organization, what is going to happen? There will be a chaos. It will be extremely unlikely for you to take a decision based on the real world data which is coming from 3 different sources. We might miss the patterns such as why certain products sell better in Mumbai versus in Bengaluru, or certain other category of products sells better in Delhi as compared to let us say Hyderabad. So, these patterns can only be identified and understood once the data integration process is in place. So, if I look about the benefits are very clear. It gives us benefits of improved decision making and hence collaboration and ultimately the increased accountability. Accountability means people who are taking decisions are answerable for their decisions and this answer has to come from data. So, these are the some important benefits associated with integration of matrix across departments. Now, let us have a look at this diagram. So, what this diagram tells us? Strategic decision making consists of multiple departmental decision making. The decisions making may be related to customers, decision making may be related to finances of the organization, decision making may be related to the marketing department of the organization and operations of the organization. There can be more. What we understand is that metrics associated with each of these department can influence the metrics associated with the other department in a data driven decision making system. As you can see in this diagram, customers metrics become an input for financial metric, right. So, what will be the overall demand? So, how much benefits you will get, at what point of time you will break even in this business model. So, that becomes a data for my financial metrics. Now, if I can have more finances, if I can have more surplus, then probably I can take a decision that we can spend more on marketing initiatives. So, my financial metrics become an input for my marketing metrics. Then my marketing metrics become that by investing this X amount of money, we can generate Y amount of additional customers. We will be able to sell Y additional amount of units. Then it becomes an input for the operational metrics, and then operational metrics again becomes an input for the customer metrics. So, everything is interlinked, and that is why the metrics associated with each of these department needs to be integrated in order to take a holistic decisions regarding the overall business process. Now, let us have a look at the benefits associated with integration of metrics. So, we will quickly outline the key benefits. There are mainly three benefits: improved decision making, enhanced collaboration, and increased accountability. Improved decision making: the integrated metrics provide a 360-degree view, helping identification of the trends early. You can take an example like Zomato, the Indian food delivery applications. By integrating the order data, by integrating the customer reviews and the delivery times, they optimize the restaurant partnership and boost the customer satisfaction, and all this optimization leads to a higher revenue for the organization. If I look at the second benefit, this is enhanced collaboration. It breaks down departmental walls. In a company like Reliance Industries, integrating financial metrics with supply chain data ensures marketing and operations teams are in alignment. Their goals are in alignment, and they can expand to another entity like a JioMart. So, this is the benefits associated with enhanced collaboration. The third benefit associated with integration of metrics is the increased accountability. In absence of integration of metrics, what will happen? If something goes wrong, there is a possibility that the person will try to shift the blame to somebody else, or the person might come up with his or her own narrative to defend his activities. But if the metrics are integrated, everyone becomes accountable for their own set of actions. Clear metrics make it easy to track who is responsible. For example, in banks like HDFC, integrated KPIs holds the branch managers accountable for approval of the loans, at the same time also for the defaulting. So, let us say if a branch manager, if the KPI of defaulting is not there, KPI related to loan default is not there, in that case what will happen? Probably the branch manager will approve more loans without much check and balances in order to meet his or her own targets. Then in that case there is a better, higher possibility that more number of loans will be defaulted. So, probably the branch manager is not working with due diligence. So, that is why if the integrated metrics are in place, the branch manager has a KPI related to number and amount of loan approvals, and he also has a KPI related to the default bank loans which was approved by him. Then in that case, the branch manager has to optimize his KPI, keeping in mind the target in terms of loan approvals, also in terms of the probability of getting a loan as default. So, these are the main benefits of integrating the metrics across various departments. Now, benefits are there in place, but there are challenges associated. Integration of metrics is not easy. Any kind of integration, there is always a compatibility issue. So, we need to overcome these challenges. So, let us first try to look at what are the different challenges associated with integration of various metrics. First challenge is data quality. So, data quality issues can damage everything. If your data is inaccurate, so your insights will be inaccurate. So, in that case your decision making, your business decisions will be inaccurate. In India, many SMEs face this with manual entries in tools like telesoftware. So, there probably data set is not compatible with the software, then in that case the insights that you can derive from the softwares will be wrong, it will be incorrect. Then there is complexity of merging the sources, which can be very time consuming. We can think of a situation of integrating the GST compliance data with the sales metrics from a firm like Paytm. It is a technical headache. So, this standardization becomes a problem. The complexities arises when you try to integrate your data with other departments or regulatory bodies data. Finally, the challenge might come in terms of limited resources and budget. Examples that we can take is that various startups, especially in the cities like Bangalore, they often struggle here. Priorities, most of them prioritize the product development over the data integration because of limited available resources. So, these are the various challenges associated with integration of metrics. Challenges are there, but we need to overcome it. It is not, because it is a part of a system. So, if it is a part of a system, then any problem existing with the system has a solution. So, these are solvable problems. So, how can we overcome them? Best practices for integrating the metrics so that we do not encounter the challenge, or we encounter the challenge to a lesser extent. First, what we have to do? We have to define the clear goals and objectives to guide our efforts. Whatever effort we are putting, if there is clear goals and objectives are in place, then the efforts will be worth it. Otherwise, we will keep doing something without a specific and focused goal, and there is a possibility that at the end of the day we will gain nothing out of our all activities or efforts. For an Indian retailer like Big Basket, this means setting KPIs around the customer retention. So, how can you retain the customers? So, to do so, we have to understand what is the customer needs and preferences. So, if we can actually understand the customer needs and preferences and translate these needs and preferences to our service specification, then in that case there will be a better alignment between customer needs and expectations and our delivery. So, our KPIs should also be in line with that. Let us say customer expectation is quick delivery, then in that case we should be able to get the product order delivered within the stipulated time. So, that can be, the delivery time can be one of the KPI for the delivery boy. So, that will keep his target at, his target will be in well alignment with our customer satisfaction and overall value of the organization. Then second one is the identifying the relevant metrics and data sources. Identifying the relevant metrics is also a challenge. We need to focus on what is actionable, like combining the website traffic with the customer relationship management data set. What is the website traffic, and then what is our CRM system is saying. So, this needs to be in alignment. There has to be a proper mapping how we can interpret the website data along with our CRM data. Third important aspect that can be used to solve the different challenges associated with integration of metrics is that uses of data visualization tools. These data visualization tools helps us understand the data quickly and precisely. So, what we can use the tools like Tableau or Power BI to make sense of everything. In the Indian context, companies like Infosys use this to visualize the global operations data for a quick insights. Everything is there in their dashboard. It is very easy to understand, The dashboard is very easy to understand. There you don't need coding in order to interpret or understand the dashboard. You just need to have the basic understanding of business. So, by this time we already understood the benefits, the challenges associated and the remedies for integrating the matrix. Now, let us talk about implementing the integrated matrix. So, everything can exist theoretically, but unless and until we actually implement it, that is of no use. So, let us look into implementation of integrated matrix. So, in order to implement the integrated matrix, first thing that you have to do is develop a data driven culture where the decisions are backed by facts, not by gut feeling. Tata Group, for instance, they embed the analytics across diverse businesses in order to understand the challenges, in order to understand the bottlenecks and invoke corrective actions wherever required. Developing a data driven culture, businesses should foster a culture that value data driven decision making. So, no, I mean, though there can be a bit of scope of your experience, but there should not be any scope of gut feeling. Another way of implementing or another stage of implementing the integrated matrix is establishing a governance structure. Businesses should establish a governance structure to oversee the development and implementation of integrated matrix. For instance, Aditya Birla Group uses such structure to integrate matrix from their retailing to manufacturing. So, what is the result of implementing the integrated matrix? It ensures the sustainability of the business over a longer period of time. It makes your business immune to competitive landscape. You cannot be 100% immune to any competitive landscape, but I mean you are more of a your chances of viability of existing in the industry is higher than those who are not integrating the matrix. Now, let us have a look at sustaining the challenges of sustaining the integrated matrix. Keeping up with changing business needs. We know that our customers' needs and requirements are evolving. Whatever technological advancement our customers want today will significantly differ from their need in terms of technological advancement 10 years down the line. Because of the evolvement of technology, because of the evolvement of their thought process. Human beings evolve over a period of time through experiences, through ambience. Our customers are no exceptions. So, we need, keeping up with this changing business environment is a challenge. So, businesses must be able to adapt their integrated matrix to the changing business models. The business, earlier during this industrial revolution time, it was more about commoditization. It was more about consumerism. Now, today gradually we are shifting towards platform economies. So, these changes needs to be kept in mind and you have to devise the matrix as per the changes occur. Next one is maintaining the data quality. Businesses must ensure that their data remains accurate and reliable. Even if the data is transferred, there is no chance of miscommunication. There is no chance of change of unit. So, your data is integrated to that extent that wherever or from whatever system you are accessing the data from, you get the same result. So, you can take some examples like this one in India's dynamic startup scene. If you look at the business of Ola, the matrix shifted from the rides to electric vehicles, right. So, because there is a changing demand in the market. And regarding maintaining data quality, what can be done is that we can maintain the data quality through regular audits to ensure the accuracy and reliability of our data. So, these barriers persist and it will keep persisting, but we can address them head on. So, how can we address this? So, there are certain strategies that we can adopt in order to address this kind of problems. One is Data standardization. So, what is data standardization? Across departments, we can measure the different variables with the same units. This is one of the primary step of data standardization. Means the range of the data will remain the same, the range and units of the data will remain same across various departments. Then next one is prioritizing decision relevant metrics. So, that can solve the problem of integration of metrics. So, basically and prioritizing decision relevant metrics refers to you have to identify which metrics are important at a particular point of time, looking into the external business environment, and you have to focus on that particular metrics. So, that will help us integrating the data in a better way. And most important aspect of integration of metrics, because this is more of a compatibility issue, cross functional collaboration. So, cross functional collaboration will help us keep a tab of what is happening across other departments and how it is going to impact my actions, my activities are going to impact other departments and ultimately the overall business goal or objective. So, if I look it from a data standardization point of view, in India, the government's Digital India initiative encourages the standardization in the public sector data, which business can actually also implement. So, that will help the businesses to derive accurate, precise and reliable insights from their data. So, wherever we are playing with data, basically we had been talking about standardization of data, we had been talking about integrating the data across departments. Now, whenever there is a question of integration of data, whenever there is a question of access of data, whenever there is a question of manipulation of data, it is always subject to certain ethical problems. So, how we need to incorporate ethics in whenever we are dealing with the data or playing around with the data. Let us talk about ethical consideration in metric driven decision. We need to be beware of data manipulation on metric or metric gaming. So, we should be very cautious regarding that our data is not being misinterpreted by somebody else. So, that cautions needs to be taken into consideration. Second thing is that we need to avoid over prioritizing the metrics that lead to unethical trade off. One example that I can give is that there is an emergence of quick commerce companies in India, especially in urban areas. So, what is the one of the metric of quick commerce companies? Let us say delivery within 10 minutes. So, if delivery has to be made within 10 minutes, then because the delivery boy, they used to ride in the where there is a heavy traffic. So, they will be in a higher stress within this complex traffic jam in order to deliver the product within 10 minutes. So, what is about their safety? What is about their stress? Is it a part of the KPI? The stress and safety of the delivery boy. If it is not, if only the delivery time is the key, this one KPI in the calculation, then probably we are missing out a lot of things from the ethical dimensions. So, that needs to be taken into consideration. You keep the delivery time as a part of your KPI, but at the same time also keep some consideration for the traffic, also keep some consideration for the stress that the delivery boy or girl might face. So, overall what should be the intention is that to promote the fairness, to privacy and the transparency in metric based strategy. Now, let us quickly have a look at one of the case study through which we can actually better understand the importance of integration of metrics. Harrah's Entertainment, a leading casino and hotel company, implemented an integrated metric system to improve its decision making and drive the business success. This case is back from 2003. So, the background of the case is that Harrah's Entertainment was facing intense competition in the casino industry and needed to improve its decision making to stay ahead in the competition. So, what they did do? The method that they applied, they implemented a data warehousing and business intelligence system to integrate the data from various sources, including the customer's loyalty program, including the marketing campaigns and including some operational data. So, what was the result? The company was able to use its integrated metric system to gain insights into customer behavior and preferences and to make data driven decisions to improve its marketing and operational strategies. And what was the outcome? Because the competition was increasing, still they were able to increase their revenue and profitability through usage of this integrated metrics. So, we can also look into some other examples, let us say from Indian context. If I compare this to the case of Oyo rooms, they integrate the booking data, the reviews and the hotel operations to personalize the offers for boosting the occupancy amid the competition, because there are many competitors emerging even in the Indian market. So, these outcomes of Oyo actually mirror the same strategy of Harrah's Entertainment. So, what is the insights that we can derive from these two case studies is that integration of metrics across departments help making your business sustainable even within a intense competition. So, this shows the power of integration. Before we conclude this session, let us remember integrating metrics drive better decisions, but it also requires overcoming the challenges with clear strategies and ethics. In India, from Flipkart to Oyo rooms, it's all about transforming businesses with data integration, with integration of metrics. So, that can create a lot of value for your organization. So, we will conclude by saying this quote: data is the new oil, it is valuable, but if unrefined, it cannot really be used. So, that is why there is a requirement of refinement of the data, there is a requirement of making the data compatible across department, there is a requirement for integrating the data, integrating the metrics across department to take a holistic business decision. So, I will conclude this session with this note, and I will hope to see you in the next class. Thank you.